Today we're at Maricopa Middle School, home of the Indians, and we're here to... Well, today we're at Maricopa Middle School. We've got students from 7th and 8th grade. We're going to do a little bit of a math activity with you guys. And one thing that we want to look at is some different strategies while you're working out a problem or playing a game. All right? So right now, what are some strategies that you have when you're approaching a math problem? You guys have any strategies that you can think of that you like, oh, I usually go to this first?
PEMDAS.
Okay, PEMDAS. And what is that?
Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction.
Right, and you're probably going to use some of that a little bit later on today, where you can use that strategy, right, with the order of operations in order to help you solve a problem, right? That's one strategy that you can use, all right? Any other strategies you can think of that you use? I mean, have any of you ever drawn something out? Okay, so you draw things out. So what kinds of things could you draw if you were working on a problem?
A graph.
Okay, so you could do a graph. There's different types of graphs, right? Have you ever used a T-table where you've got something on one side and something on the other, like an input-output kind of thing, something like that? Keep things organized, look for a pattern, things like that. So there's a lot of different things. And then logical reasoning, just mathematical reasoning. If somebody said, I have two numbers, and the numbers are 64 and 26. So 64 and 26, and I want you to multiply those, all right? And you're like, well, I'm going to probably need some paper or a calculator, right? Think about it this way. We know that the last two numbers are 6 and 4, right? 6 and 4, when you multiply them, make what? 24. So the answer must end in a 4, right? So if you're given a couple of multiple choice answers and it says 750, 752, 754, 758, without even working out the whole problem, you know that the answer is going to be what?
750.
754, because it ends at a 4, because the two numbers that you were multiplying end in a 6 and a 4. Does that make sense, you guys? So there's lots of different ways that you can reason through things, and just mathematical reasoning, get some shortcuts, all right? Also, when you're dealing with, if you're adding and subtracting and taking things away, this is what you guys are going to want to do. You're going to be the one in an activity to take the last one or two objects off of the playing board. So if there are only 3 objects left, and let's say you and I are doing this game, all right? There's 3 objects left, okay? And you can take 1 or 2 away. Will you win the game if you go next? So here, let me show you real quick. So we're going to have 3 markers, all right? It's your turn. You can take 1 or 2, and the goal is to be the person to take the last 1 or 2 off. So it's your turn. Can you win the game right now?
No.
How do you know that already?
Because there's going to be 1 left, and you're going to be the next person.
Okay, so there is a possible way for you to win. So in order for you to win, what's the only thing you can do right now?
Take 2.
If you take 2,
Oh, no, we take 1.
then I have to take 1, right? So instead of taking 2, what should you take?
1.
So take 1. Now, if I'm aware of what's going on, I go, oh, I'm going to take 2, and I win the game because I took the last ones off the board. But what if I'm not thinking? I go like this. She took 1, I'll take 1. Now what happens?
Then I take the left.
Then you win, okay? So you want to think. So now let's do this. Put the markers back. Now let's make it 4, all right? It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Take 1.
Okay. Now, if I take 2, what happens?
Then I get the last one. And
She wins automatically. But let's say there's a 3, right? You took your 1. If I go like this, can I still win?
Yes.
I could, but I'm probably not going to win, right?
No, because I'll take both.
So that was 4. That was pretty easy, right? To kind of figure out what to do. Now let's go with 5. You go first again. So now she's not going as quick, is she? But you're saying take 1, but she took 2. Right? So my only option is to try to see if she's paying attention and I only take one. Right? So if you take 2 on your first turn, you're going to win, right? Let's do it another way. You take 1 this time. Okay? How can I guarantee that I win? Right now, with 4 left, how can I guarantee I will win?
Take 1.
By taking 1, because you can't take any more than 2. You guys see how this is working? All right? So this is the challenge I'm going to have for you guys, all right? You're going to play a game called NIM, all right? And the challenge for you guys is with NIM, you're going to have a marker on every one of these spots. What I want you to do is see if you can come up with a strategy so that you're the person to take the last 1 or 2 off the board. And when we come back next time, we'll see how the kids from Maricopa Middle did with the game of NIM.